Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been something like over a week since I've recorded a video, which I'm used to, like, banging out 4 videos a week. But I was on a work trip and stuff, and I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff, and one game wasn't even played. So now I'm back to this this grind, and well, yeah, we've got another PPL game versus my good buddy Brendan and his Trenton Thundurus, and it's gonna be a really great game. I played this like a week ago, and I'm just getting around to recording it now. But I got the team builder up and all that, so check that out. And yeah, we've got a battle and stuff. So I'll be honest, the team that you saw me build in my team builder battle was a little bit rushed. There's some sets that I thought were amazing, like my Embor set, which is just banded, but he has 0 switch-ins for it. I thought my Suicune set was amazing. The sub with that basically sets up on Celesteela for days and donks like Gyarados, Latios, stuff like that. I thought Lycanroc would be decent cleanup crew for some things, but didn't really do great about his team. Like I talked about, it's super top heavy. There are 5 mons that are almost certainly coming that don't make sense otherwise. But Lycanroc had a good matchup against like other things in general. I brought a spicy Jirachi with Doom Desire. I brought Roserade that's kind of bulky or something. I forget exactly. And then Scarf Honchkrow. I'll be honest, guys, that team was a little bit rushed. I built like the same day that I played, which usually I like to take my time building teams, think about it, but this was just a little bit rushed, and not everything was well thought out. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the game, but I still think it's a great team. I'm almost certain I know what Brendan's going to bring, and I think this team has a great matchup versus what I think he's going to bring. So yeah, let's just get right on into it, right? So yeah, like I said, his team's super top heavy. So he's got like Celesteela, Clefable, Latios, Infernape, Mega Gyarados, which half of those things he sniped from me. And then some other lower tier things. The most likely brings, I think, being Silvally, Gourgeist, and maybe Gligar. So yeah, let's see what he actually decided to bring. And no surprise, it's those 5, and he brought Gligar. So he's got 3, well, counting not Mega Form Gyarados, 4 Earthquake resistances, which that's kind of good considering I've got a Garchomp and I've been abusing Garchomp lately. But his switch-ins for banded Embor are I don't see them. His team does not do well against Suicune, especially if I can get a Calm Mind or 2 against Celesteela. Honchkrow actually is fantastic. It can revenge the Latios. It can revenge Infernape. It can not do so well against Clefable, and unfortunately I am Adamant and not Jolly, which that means I can't outspeed Adamant Gyarados at +1. So, but I can still outspeed base form Mega Gyarados without any boosts and superpower and donk it. And yeah, like I was talking about, Lycanroc doesn't do amazing this match, but at +2, that's like its Z move comes really close to donking Celesteela. So I can set up, do the move, but then it's got things like Heavy Slam, but yeah, and the whole Doom Desire Jirachi, like, yeah, that's a fun, spicy idea, and it's like still a great switch into Clefable and all that, but yeah, it's just better for Wish support for my team, especially since I've got things like Reckless Embor and Brave Bird, Honchkrow, and Suicune with that reliable recovery. So yeah, let's get on into this match. I'm just going to lead Jirachi, either like U-turn or get rocks, or one of Jirachi do what Jirachis do. So he is going to lead Latios. This is great because number 1, I could be Scarf. Number 2, he can't do damage to me. I'm basically free to just like do do whatever I want. A smart thing would have been to U-turn. I'm gonna click Doom Desire because I'm like, spice it up for me. And yeah. So he goes into Gyarados, and yeah, I go for the Doom Desire like an intellectual. So, funny story, this is actually like take 2. He forgot to Mega first turn. And I made a huge misplay and stayed in. So a non-Mega Gyarados this turn went for a Crunch and did like well over 50% to me, and I was like, oh crap. Of course, I'm a decent person, and I let the whole redo happen because that's how the game should have gone. And I was like, well, Jirachi is gonna die like right away, and there's nothing I can do about it. So he Megas here, goes for the Crunch, but I live, and I was not expecting to live, and that's great because I actually clicked U-turn right here, and yeah, that happens. Because now I've got Suicune. Gyarados can like barely touch me. I'm fully physically defensive, and I could have Roar if he's set up. And now he can switch into either something that does decently well against Suicune or something that's going to take a huge hit from Doom Desire. So it's not completely wasted. He opts to go into Celesteela, which is, not going to take any damage from Doom Desire or my Signal Beam. I should have gone for the sub there because I was expecting him to switch, but I felt like revealing my spice early on to let him know you can't deal with this Suicune. And yeah, he gets a confusion. That's kind of unfortunate, but shit happens. I'm gonna sub right here because unless he's got Giga Drain, he can't break my sub at all. And once I'm at +1, nothing can break my sub. So yeah, like I wanted to, I'm gonna go ahead and start setting up. He's got Air Slash and it's not doing anything to me. So I'm just going to keep setting up, keep getting subs, keep getting Calm Minds, and this is great because I'm almost back at full health. He's going to switch into Latios, which this is also great because, yes, Thunderbolt can break my sub, but it, can't. It does like 30% max when I'm at +2, and Signal Beam does like 70. So yeah, I'm actually got a great matchup against Latios right here. So I go for the Signal Beam. I revealed it earlier, but, maybe he forgot about that, or maybe he thought that his Latios would be doing more damage, or whatever. Either way, right here, I actually got the confusion, and that's kind of important because I was expecting him to switch out, knowing that number 1, he couldn't do enough to KO me. Number 2, he would definitely die. And number 3, Latios actually does kind of well. Like, what have I got? I've still got Emboar, he outspeeds an Okos. I've still got Roserade, he outspeeds an Okos, and Jirachi is like weakened, so Latios still had a decent matchup. I figured he'd want to save it, but instead, so I just, went for a sub. But he does stay in, goes for the Thunderbolt, I go for the sub. It's okay, I've still got a decent amount of health, and I'm definitely going to KO it this turn. So that was kind of a misplay on my part, but more so I was just expecting Brendan to save his Latios at that point in the game. But I'm still +2. I'm still fully physically defensive, and anything that wants to come in, I can live a hit and do a ton of damage back. So that was an Infernape, but it's not anymore. So Suicune is kind of weakened. I figure, I just in case Gyarados wanted to start setting up, I'd go for the Scald, maybe get a burn, do a ton of damage anyway, but yeah. So now I've got Honchkrow. Because Gyarados is not at +1, I'm able to outspeed this. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the Superpower. He goes into Celesteela, takes that hit kind of okay, but there's no way I'm staying in, especially because I'm choice locked. Jirachi is Death Fodder at this point, but since he decides to go for the Leech Seed, I figure I'll get on my rocks right now. Maybe force Gligar into a Defog right here, what he does. So in that off chance, I went for the Wish because what was my reasoning for the Wish? I wanted to switch an Emboar right here. So now, number 1, I'm gonna do recoil move damage here and get all that health back. And he also, goes for the EQ. Gligar is slightly faster, which is kind of annoying. But after all that, I got that delicious health back. So Jirachi was, intended to be Death Fodder, but instead it forced Gligar to go for the Defog, and I got a Wish. So there's no way that it can live 2 Flare Blitz, and that's doing so much damage. but unfortunately it is a little bit faster than me, so I can't really 2KO it, and you know, roost shenanigans, and I'm taking recoil while he's slowly getting health back, or slowly losing health actually. I'm doing way more than 50%. Like, yeah, after one more roost he would have been death fodder, but I decide like he would go for the earthquake right there, and Honchkro's immune. So Celesteela comes in. That's Night Slash is not doing enough, and even risking the chances for the crit, it's like annoying, and it can just sit there and be a fat Celesteela. So I predict the Leech Seed right here, and I've got Roserade, which is immune, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. But he goes for the Air Slash, which is a bad play on my part. But Roserade remembered her reading glasses this game, and that means Sleep Powder won't miss, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And yeah, Sleep Powder hits. That was like my favorite thing in the entire world. That just happened right there. I was so happy. So now I can go back into Emboar, force it out. Basically, something's going to die right here. Hopefully it's the Celesteela, but instead it's Gligarv. You know, it's just at 4%, so that makes sense. And yeah. So Gyarados comes in, and yeah, I'm not going to die to the Waterfall right here. Instead, I'm going to go into Roserade, but oh no. He goes for the Dragon Dance. And this is kind of a big deal for me because I have priority on 3 out of my 4 Mons left, but that's not quite enough to donk it. And while my Honchkrow is Scarfed, like I said, I was adamant and not jolly. If I was jolly, this would be easy. Sack Roserade, Honchkrow comes in, Superpower, you're gone. Then Lycanroc comes in, sets up on either Sleep Celesteela or Clefable, and wins me the game. But instead, Honchkrow slower than Gyarados, and Gyarados is going to proceed to just do a huge number on my entire team. Like, yeah, the Sucker Punch, that's Banded Sucker Punch from Emboar, and that's not doing enough damage. And yeah, outspeeds me. So that's really unfortunate because I thought I had a really good shot at this game, but it just turned out that I made a horrible misprep. And Gyarados, I thought you were my best friend, but you betrayed me. And that really hurts. That hurts more than the loss right here. I mean, 3-0 losses sucks, but being betrayed by someone you thought was your best friend, that hurts more than anything. So yeah, that's the game. 3-0 loss against Brendan because of kind of bad prep on my part. But like I said, there's some sets that I really love, some sets that were just kind of half-assed. But yeah, that happens. Anyway, good game to Brendan. You definitely played well, and it was a great game as always. I'm now 2-2 -3 in the PPL, so not quite as on fire as I wanted to be, but still doing pretty good. The league table, like, even though I played this game mad early, it still hasn't caught up. Like, there haven't been enough games played for me to know exactly where I stand, but I'm kind of middle of the pack. Like, there's still a chance at that promotion depending on how other people do, but yeah, I still want to play my best, see how well I can do this season and all that jazz. So go ahead and like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new and want to catch all of my content as it comes out on the days that it comes out. I upload like 4 times a week now. That's kind of crazy considering I work almost full time and still go to school and I'm basically an adult and all that. So yeah. And if you got anything to say, just pop it in the comments below. And yeah, follow me on Twitter and check out all the other PPL people. So yeah, I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.